A city shaken, the assassination of Brian Thompson. The heart of New York City stood still on the morning of December 4, 2024. The usual hustle and bustle of the city that never sleeps was eerily absent, replaced by an unsettling calm. It was as if the city itself sensed the impending tragedy that would soon unfold. The bustling energy of Midtown Manhattan was pierced by the sharp crack of gunfire. The sound echoed through the concrete canyons, causing a momentary pause in the relentless pace of city life. People stopped in their tracks, their faces a mix of confusion and fear. This was no ordinary crime. This was a brazen assassination that would send shockwaves through corporate America. The scene quickly became a flurry of activity as police cars with flashing lights converged on the area, and crime scene tape cordoned off the street. Investigators began their meticulous work, piecing together the events that led to this shocking act of violence. The victim, Brian Thompson, CEO of the healthcare giant UnitedHealthcare. Thompson was a prominent figure in the corporate world, known for his sharp business acumen and his role in steering UnitedHealthcare to new heights. His sudden and violent death left a void not only in the company, but also in the industry at large. As he exited his car and strode towards the hotel entrance, a lone figure emerged from the throng of onlookers. This figure, seemingly blending into the crowd, moved with a purpose that would soon become tragically clear. In a matter of seconds, the ordinary morning turned into a scene of chaos and horror. Witnesses would later recall the deafening blast, the acrid smell of gunpowder, and the sight of Thompson collapsing onto the cold pavement. The crowd's initial shock quickly gave way to panic, as people scrambled for cover and emergency personnel rushed to the scene. The assassination of Brian Thompson was not just a personal tragedy, it was a moment that would be etched into the collective memory of the city, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the ever-present shadow of violence. Scene of chaos, unraveling the details of the attack. Panic erupted, screams pierced the air as a wave of terror washed over the crowd. Passers-by fled in a chaotic scramble for safety. The shooter, displaying a chilling composure, melted into the crowd. Police sirens wailed in the distance as first responders raced towards the chaos. Within minutes, a cordon of blue uniforms encircled the area. Evidence technicians meticulously combed the area, searching for any clue that could help them piece together the events. Person of interest: the enigmatic Luigi Mangione. As investigators processed the crime scene, a portrait of Luigi Mangione began to emerge. Mangione, a brilliant but reclusive data scientist, had left behind a trail of digital breadcrumbs hinting at a troubled mind. His social media profiles had morphed into a platform for his increasingly vitriolic rants against the healthcare industry. Born and raised in the affluent suburbs of Baltimore, Maryland, Mangione had always been an outlier. He excelled academically, graduating as valedictorian before earning degrees in computer science from the University of Pennsylvania. A trail of clues, the NYPD's relentless pursuit. The New York Police Department, known for its tenacity and dedication, embarked on one of the most intense manhunts in recent history. The manhunt for Luigi Mangione was swift and relentless. From the moment the alarm was raised, officers were mobilized and the city became a sprawling net of law enforcement activity. Police cars raced through the bustling streets, sirens blaring as officers coordinated their efforts to track down the elusive fugitive. The NYPD poured every available officer into the search for the fugitive data scientist. Briefings were held around the clock, with officers meticulously combing through urban areas, entering buildings, and leaving no stone unturned. The sheer scale of the operation was a testament to the department's commitment to bringing Mangione to justice. Surveillance footage provided a crucial break in the case. The city's extensive network of cameras became the eyes of the operation, capturing every movement and providing invaluable leads. Detectives spent countless hours reviewing footage, piecing together Mangione's movements with painstaking precision. Grainy images captured Mangione stalking Thompson in the moments leading up to the shooting. These images, though not crystal clear, were enough to confirm Mangione's presence and his sinister intentions. The footage showed him lurking in the shadows, following his target with a calculated and menacing demeanor. The footage also revealed Mangione's escape route, leading him through a network of side streets and alleys. This information was crucial as it allowed officers to narrow down their search area and focus their efforts on specific locations. The chase was on, and every second counted. In Central Park, investigators discovered a discarded backpack containing fake IDs, Monopoly money, and a handwritten manifesto. This discovery added another layer to the investigation, revealing Mangione's attempts to create a new identity and his bizarre motivations. The contents of the backpack provided critical insights into his state of mind and future plans: fake IDs, monopoly money, and a handwritten manifesto. Each item told a story, painting a picture of a man desperate to evade capture and willing to go to great lengths to do so. The NYPD's relentless pursuit was not just about catching a fugitive, it was about understanding the mind behind the crime and preventing further harm. Inside the Mind of a Suspect manifesto and digital footprints. This chapter delves into the chilling details of Mangione's manifesto and his disturbing digital footprints, which together paint a harrowing picture of his state of mind. The contents of Mangione's manifesto sent chills down the spines of investigators. It was not just the words, but the sheer intensity of his emotions that left them unsettled. Each page revealed a new layer of his deep-seated anger and frustration. Scribbled in a cramped hand, the manifesto laid bare the depths of his rage. The handwriting itself seemed to convey a sense of urgency and desperation, as if Mangione was racing against time to get his thoughts down on paper. It was a rambling diatribe against the healthcare industry, which he believed to be riddled with greed and corruption. His words were filled with vitriol, targeting specific individuals and organizations he deemed responsible for the perceived injustices. Mangione's online activity painted an equally disturbing picture. His social media profiles were a treasure trove of radical posts and inflammatory comments, each one more alarming than the last. His social media posts had transformed into a digital soapbox for his increasingly radical views. He used these platforms to broadcast his grievances and rally support from like-minded individuals. One particular post shared just days before the shooting caught the attention of investigators. It stood out not only for its content but for the ominous tone that seemed to foreshadow the tragic events that were about to unfold. It was a quote from the Unabomber's manifesto, accompanied by a single word: soon. This chilling post was the final piece of the puzzle, confirming the investigators' worst fears about Mangione's intentions. As investigators pieced together the evidence, a clear picture of Mangione's descent into radicalism emerged. His manifesto and digital footprints were not just a cry for help, but a declaration of war against a system he believed had wronged him. The manifesto and social media posts served as a window into Mangione's troubled mind, revealing the extent of his disillusionment and the dangerous path he had chosen. The investigators knew they had to act quickly to prevent further tragedy. In the end, it was the combination of Mangione's written words and digital footprints that led to his capture. The investigators' relentless pursuit of the truth ensured that justice would be served, and a potential catastrophe was averted. The weight of evidence: Mangione's arsenal and evolving narrative. The manhunt for Luigi Mangione culminated in a tense standoff at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. A sharp-eyed employee, recognizing Mangione from news reports, alerted authorities. Within minutes, the restaurant was surrounded by a SWAT team. Inside, Mangione sat hunched over a laptop, his fingers flying across the keyboard. The arrest was swift and uneventful. Mangione offered no resistance. A search of his belongings revealed a chilling arsenal: a Glock handgun, a silencer, ammunition, and several fake IDs. Justice in progress, extradition, and the long road ahead. With Mangione in custody, the focus shifted to interrogation. Detectives worked tirelessly to piece together a timeline of events. They pored over his digital footprint, social media posts, and emails, desperate to uncover the roots of his rage. Extradition proceedings were underway to return Mangione to New York. The legal battle promised to be long and arduous, a complex dance between prosecutors and defense attorneys. As the legal process ground on, the families of both the victim and the accused grappled with the emotional fallout.